Well, let's stay in Europe. France is suspending a controversial fuel tax after days of violent protests. At least 4 people have died, 600 were injured, and hundreds were arrested in the unrest so far. President Macron had said the measures were necessary to combat climate, but for now, they are on hold. CGTN's Oliver Whitfield reports.
France's most violent protests in decades have forced the government to back down. Yellow vest protesters, angry at the rising cost of fuel, have taken to the streets since mid-November. Now, Prime Minister Edouard Philippe says he wants things to calm down.
Après avoir entendu cette demande exprimée,
after nearly all of the parties that I spoke with during the consultations that I held these last few days made these demands, I am suspending these tax measures for 6 months.
Edouard Philippe's announcement is a major U-turn, a climb down from what President Emmanuel Macron said only last week.
I will not give in to those who seek destruction and disorder.
But something had to give after the most recent protests on Saturday. The mayor of Paris says $4.5 million worth of damage may have been caused to city infrastructure. And more than 200 petrol stations have run out of fuel due to yellow vest blockades at oil refineries.
The French Retail Federation says shops have been heavily affected too. Sales have fallen by over a third, all ahead of the busy Christmas shopping period.
The hotel trade union says reservations have fallen by 40% in Paris, with the violence putting people off. Tourism officials deny footfall has been that badly affected, but they are worried about the future.
The number of requests on is it safe to travel Paris has increased in the past few days on Google. And so we are looking to publish content on our website, the City Hall, to inform people that there is not specific risk and it's safe to come to Paris right now as many other days.
There are still a number of yellow vest roadblocks around France. What started off as a protest against fuel tax has morphed into anger at the general cost of living.
I don't think it's sufficient, and I think the government should take a step back and put more on the table.
The Yellow Vest movement has no official leadership, so it's hard to know what concessions will satisfy the diverse group of opinions. With more protests called for this weekend, the government will be waiting anxiously to see if it has offered enough. Oliver Whitfield, CGTN, Paris.